Franklin Roosevelt once said, "We cannot build the future of our youth, but we can build our youth for the future." That applies to all of us in this global community, but particularly to those that work in education. Our teachers should do whatever to help students connect learning with real life and provide them with the necessary skills to prepare them for success in and the challenges that lie ahead in the 21st century and beyond. To teach our students these skills, it is important that we equip our educators with the technology, tools, and knowledge to help them succeed in teaching our students 21st century skills. But for our educators to fall in the baby boomer generation, that's often easier said than done. Does this scenario sound familiar?
I can't believe that training today. What do they expect us to do? Just track everything I've done for 40 years and start over?
Things are changing. Kids have all these new electronic doodads. We're going to have to change too. Not everything, just something.
Well, I guess you're right, but what about that homework she gave us? Watching a video on flipping a classroom. I don't want to be flipping my classroom. I've got 25 desks in there, and I've already rearranged it 3 times to make room for everything that I have. And now I'm supposed to flip everything? She's flipping crazy, and I'm going to be flipping her something.
Pearl, now that is not what she meant. Now here, just calm down. Let's watch this video here. Well, honey, Pearl, if you just...
Well, how do you turn it on?
No, you push a button here.
I'm pressing the side here.
Gonna break it.
Believe it or not, this clip demonstrates a generality among most of today's educators. They work in environments where professional development is emphasized and undervalued by their employees. They may resist learning about new technology. They need support and planning time. New technology takes them out of their comfort zones. In order to teach students to be creative and innovative, you have to train teachers how to be creative and innovative. Just like in teaching students, you have to motivate them and give them the skills and tools to succeed. For example, these instructors were just talking about flipped classrooms. It is one creative method teachers can use to teach students, but also one that can be used in training teachers. The traditional definition of a flipped classroom is a classroom where video, PowerPoints, links take the place of direct instruction. This then allows students to get individual time in class to work with their teacher on key learning activities. It is called the flipped class because what used to be the classwork, the lecture, is done at home via teacher-created videos, and what used to be the homework, assigned problems, is now done in class. So first we will choose a subject for our lesson. For this lesson, our objective is to teach students to categorize and classify information they acquire on different subjects in order to help them learn to organize the information and then by doing so gain a better understanding of the material they are studying. We'll be doing this by introducing the application Evernote. Okay, so what is Evernote? It is a suite of software designed for note-taking and archiving. A note can be a piece of formatted text, a web page, a piece of a web page, a photograph, a voice memo, a handwritten ink note, or even can be just file attachments. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to have to set up our Evernote account. To do this, you first go to your browser, whichever browser you may be using. You go up and type in the URL address, www.evernote.com, and press enter. This will then bring up the Evernote web page. The good thing about Evernote is that you can download it on a variety of devices. Your iPad, your iPhone, your Android, your PC, your laptop, whatever it is that you wish to use. All of these devices will sync up your notes. So whether you're taking them on your laptop or you happen to be somewhere and you take out your phone and take a note, you'll have that note at any location that you're at and on any device. The first thing that we have to do is to basically sign up. So you put in an email address and a password, and then you sign up. Now I've already set up an account to demonstrate. This is also where you would download the application if you wanted to install it on any of your devices. Or you would sign in the application if you just wanted to look at the web-based or cloud version. Once you have set up your account and or downloaded your application, an icon will be set up. It looks like a little elephant. You will go in and click on the Evernote icon. It will come in and ask you to sign in, which we've already set up our account, so we're just going to sign in with our email and our password, and that is going to open up the Evernote application. Just to take a quick look at everything, when you first open up the Evernote application, you will see a first notebook and a trash notebook, which looks like this. Now, I had already added some notebooks just to kind of give an example of what they look like. At the top here is where you'll do a new note. You simply hit the plus and it creates a new note in any notebook that you've selected. Here you'll see plus new notebook. This is where you would add a new notebook. Here's the search bar where you could find a notebook if you're looking for one in particular. This sorts your notebooks by name. This sorts it by count of how many notes you have. And this sorts it by the most recently updated. Over to the left, you have shortcuts where you can drag a particular notebook or tag. Over here, if it's something you work on quite a bit, it will show you the recent notes that you had opened. Here is what we call your notes divider. This will show you all the notes that you have in your Evernote account. This tab is notebooks. It will show you all the notebooks, or what you might call folders, that you have. Tags is the shortcut or names that you've given your Evernote notes when you set them up, and it alphabetizes them. So if there's a particular note you're looking for, you could go in and click on that tag, and there it would show you the notebook that it was in as well as what the note was. The atlas will set your notes up as far as where you take them by location. Market and premium basically are additional features that you can purchase through Evernote's website. Announcements are announcements from Evernote regarding any updates or new items that they want you to look at, also regarding new products that they may have. Now we're going to go back here to our notebooks. As you can see on the Mac here, you also have your menu bar up here, and it pretty much has the same features. Under File, you can click New Note, New Notebook, New Tag. You can make a FaceTime camera note, an audio note. You can open a new window. You can sync your notes. You can import notes. You can edit, just like in a word processor, spelling and grammar. You can start dictation to record an audio note. You can hide your toolbars, decide what sidebar options you want. So if you didn't want the atlas and the market, you could take that off of there. So you wouldn't be bothered with that. Also the premium, if you wanted to take that off, which it's a default, so you can't take that off. So you can also jump to notebooks, show all your notes, jump to a tag. Note, it allows you sharing. Format, it will show you colors you can use, as well as, there we go, fonts, how your text can be, lists, you can do tables, links, your help buttons here, and there's your window. Okay, so we're going to first add a new notebook. This is going to be 7th period physical science. In our 7th period notebook, you double click it and it will bring it up. We are going to add a new note. So we come up here and press the plus sign for new note. You can type any title that you want. We're just going to put today's vocabulary. This, as you can see, is where You can either drag files or just start typing. Our notebook is here. It tells you if you wanted to move it, you could actually go in and move it to another notebook. But for now, we're just going to type in some notes. So we're going to go to our browser and type in physical science terms. There's a physical science glossary. And this would be on the presumption that, maybe your teacher wants you to go in and copy some terms. So you could go into a website and you could copy some terms, bring them here and paste them into your notes. You could go back to the site and also copy and paste the URL address so that you would have that information where you had gotten the notes. Come back up here and put it right here under your notes. And there you are. So you've set up your notebook, set up your period of science, and you have gone ahead and copy those and the URL address, and you have that set up. You can also, into my other notebooks here, add pictures. For instance, second period history. Maybe we're studying about presidents, the Civil War, presidents of the Civil War. Okay. Or leaders of the Civil War. There you go, Jefferson Davis and Abraham Lincoln. If you wanted to copy and paste, and there's the generals, those notes into your history here. So what you could do is type a new note, copy those in there, paste them. Here's your note about leaders of the Civil War. You can go back to your notebooks. We have Edgar Allan Poe under our English. We have vocabulary terms that we set up. And in vocabulary terms, we set up Spanish terms. So you could actually have a notebook within a notebook. And you could add definitions and basically keep those. You can have it broken down to where you had math terms, English terms, science terms, and you can use all of those. You can categorize or classify notes as much as you needed. You could have 20 notebooks, and within those 20 notebooks you could have 20 notes each. Within those 20 notebooks you could set up a sub notebook and have 20 more notes. It really depends on what works best for you as far as your note taking. Just as with anything, the more you categorize and classify it, the better that you learn the material and the better you are able to retain the material. So we're all going to set up another new notebook, go through the steps one more time. We're going to click on our notebooks. We're going to come here to the top of the page and click New Notebook. We are going to call this notebook the red notebook. We are going to double click on the red notebook, and we're going to come up here at the top where it says New Note, and we are going to add a new note to the red notebook. We are going to put chapter 1. You know, what is a red notebook? Then maybe we want another note. And we're going to go how to use the red notebook. And then we're going to add another note. How to share our red notebook. So as you can see, you can have as many notes as you want. Now we go back to our notebooks, and in our red notebook, we want to combine another notebook. So we come back here and we go the blue notebook and add that notebook. We hit the plus sign there. Okay, then what we do is, all we have to do is scroll this down here. Take the blue notebook, put it on top of the red notebook, and it will make two notebooks there. All the notes are still there, but now we have the blue notebook inside the red notebook. And you can click on it and add a note just like we did in the red notebook. The blue notebook. You can add another note. What is it? You can add another note. How do we use it? Okay. And you can just go on and on. To add a tag, you simply click on the note, click up here where the tag sign is, and I'm going to say blue notebook. Okay, once I do that, when I click over here on tags and say show tag list, there's my blue notebook tag, which takes me back to that blue notebook note. When I get out of my notebook, say I'm here, you see it's still with the red notebook. I can simply remove the notebook from another notebook by clicking on it and dragging it out. Okay, that will take care of it. And you click back on your notebook, you'll see all your notes. To delete notes, all you have to do is click on them and then delete the note. To delete notebooks, all you have to do is click on the notebook click on it. Hold on, let me get down here. Back to the notebooks. You click on the notebook and it will give you the option to delete it. Get it up here. Okay, so I would delete the note out of that notebook. Then I would click on here. Sometimes it takes just a minute. And I would delete it. Like I said, sometimes it takes a minute when you're on the MacBook to have the pop-up come up. The other thing that you can do also is share your notebooks. You click on the notebook and click on the little folder here that has a arrow. You can type in the email of whoever you want to share it with and hit send, and it will send that notebook a link. And then you simply open that notebook link in your email, and it will open up your, like, here's what it'll look like, and it will add the notebook to your Evernote account. So this is a great tool to collaborate with as well. So we've gone over how to add a note, how to add a notebook, how to add a tag, how you can search for items using the tags, how you can set up your notebooks by what's been updated, what has the most notes, by name. We've talked about how you can basically coordinate your notes, classify them, categorize them, how you can collaborate. Every time that you close your note folder, it saves your note. Same thing with your notebook, so you don't ever have to worry about losing anything. You can also go back and edit them at any time. So if you wanted to, you just click on it, double click, first period math. You could add the teacher's name, Miss Bailey, Miss Jones, however you wanted to do that. Now, once we have finished setting up our Evernote account, we can add notes at any time. Then what we would do for the flipped classroom is we would share this on our webpage, YouTube, on our classroom page if we had one set up, whatever it is that we're using. And the students would watch this at night, or the teachers, and then they would apply it the next day. So if we were using this for training, we finished it, we closed it out, and then basically what we would do was post it, and our coworkers or our students would go home, watch it, look at it, then the next day, tomorrow, we would be setting up our Evernote account and adding notes and categorizing and classifying and actually applying the techniques. And if there were any issues or problems, that would be the time that we would work through them. If you have any questions, please email me at sandywtraining@gmail.com. And thank you for watching my lesson on Evernote and how to set up a flipped classroom.